You move out thinking life is about to expand. More freedom, more people, more moments. I started living alone at 34. Not by choice after everything collapsed. The business was gone, the marriage was over. Mara walked away without looking back. And everything got quiet after that. Less messages, fewer invitations, longer nights. I remember checking my phone for hours. Not because I was busy, but because nothing was happening. No one checks if you got home. If you disappear, nothing breaks. No one even feels the gap where you used to be. That realization strips you of every excuse you were holding on to, because no one owes you attention, love, or meaning. And right there, without warning, something flips. If no one is coming, you stop performing. If no one is watching, you stop explaining. You stop living to be seen. And what felt like loneliness was just the absence of distraction. You are finally directing your own life. The filling trap and emotional dependence. Living alone does not break you, it exposes what you keep outsourcing. For me, it showed up every night in the same way. I remember one specific night. I was sitting on the edge of the bed, phone in my hand, thumb scrolling the same conversation over and over. She had replied 3 hours ago with one word. I kept opening the chat like something new would appear if I waited long enough. It never did. I even checked if my internet was broken. It was not. She just did not care that much, and I knew it. I was still carrying the weight of losing my business and my marriage at the same time. And when someone showed up, I didn't want to lose them too. I thought I was connecting, I was just pulling, and people move away from that. I wasn't unlucky. I was the reason things kept repeating, waiting for validation, trying to be liked. The trap is simple. You think another person will complete your life, but the moment you approach from that place, you reduce your own value. The shift happened when I stopped trying to fill the space. At first, the silence was brutal. It forced me to face mistakes I had been avoiding with no distractions, and the thoughts got louder than I wanted them to. But over time, I built a life that kept working, even when no one showed up. And that is when everything changed. If this hits you, take 1 second and like the video. It tells me to keep making more like this. When you are full, you do not reach. And when you do not reach, people come closer on their own. When nothing is stopping you, and that's the problem, freedom feels powerful until it starts eroding you. No rules, no one watching, no one stopping you. I thought that was freedom. It wasn't. It was just long, drifting days with no direction, no drive, and no reason to push for anything. I remember one morning, the light was already coming through the window. I grabbed my phone, checked the time, 11:40. I did not feel guilty. I just stared at the ceiling for a few seconds, then went back to scrolling like the day had already been decided. Everything felt dull and frustrating. Even the bed felt like it was working against me. That's how I let my life slip, one day at a time. No work, no one calling, nothing depending on me anymore. And you start seeing how many days are already gone. Then it stops feeling like peace and starts feeling like exposure. Everything you kept avoiding shows up without a filter. I stayed in that state longer than I want to admit, until one day I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the man looking back. Drained, pale, empty, the version of me that had drive was gone. And for the first time, it scared me. I knew I couldn't keep going like that. That was the hardest lesson I had to learn. If you've been through this phase, drop a comment and tell me what it looked like for you. Walking away from comfort was the only way I stopped drifting. Discipline is the highest form of control. Most men don't fail because they lack options. They fail because they don't know how to handle having too many. I could do it, or I could ignore it, and nothing would push back. If I chose to be lazy, no one was there to check me. But I started to fear the man I saw in the mirror. So I forced myself to live differently. I started small, I had to build everything from nothing, like being thrown back into life all over again. I got up when I said I would, made the bed. Boring, but I did it. Cooked a proper meal instead of ordering takeout. Focused on the new work, even when no one was pushing me. Some nights, I'd stand at the door after a long day and think, who am I even doing this for? If that question has ever hit you, write "alone but building" in the comments. I read every one of them. That is what makes it easy to quit. And that was exactly why I almost walked away. But I still forced myself to move forward. Not because something mattered, because I was tired of losing to myself. That was the fight I dealt with every day, in silence, slipping into it, then pulling myself back, getting tired, then showing up again. That's when something Marcus Aurelius wrote finally made sense to me. You have control over your mind, not everything around you. You keep thinking your life will change when something bigger shows up. But look around. The things you have been avoiding are already enough to change everything. Not rebuilding everything at once, just small habits, done right, started turning into something solid. I had to stop negotiating with myself because no one else was going to fix it for me. I already knew what needed to be done. And if I couldn't handle those, nothing bigger was going to hold. The lone operator mindset, it didn't change overnight. The early days were messy. Discipline didn't come naturally. It showed up slowly, almost crawling its way in. But once it was there, it stayed. A few years in, I noticed I was more stable, more grounded, more sure of myself. But that didn't mean life got easier. I still made mistakes, bad decisions, investments that didn't work. There were times I was hit hard, almost losing everything. I almost lost people, even work, because I said things I shouldn't have. With my family and even with clients. That's how it goes. There's always something coming at you, and it's not easy doing it all on your own. There was no one to soften it for me, no one to step in and fix it. I had to sit with it, take responsibility for it, and then slowly put myself back together again. No shortcuts, no distractions, just learning how to calm myself down, learning how to stand back up without needing anyone else to pull me there. That became the part no one sees. Not building something outside, but learning how to hold myself together again and again. Quiet pride that does not need permission. It does not show up loudly. It builds when no one is watching. The light breaks, I fix it. Money gets tight, I adjust. Something goes wrong, I handle it. Sick at night, no easy way out. At some point, you realize if something serious happens, you are the emergency contact. Most men panic in that moment. I handled it. You get used to the weight of the bed not changing anymore. Not confidence you explain, confidence you have proof of. I rebuilt myself without relying on anyone. Not the man I was before everything collapsed. Something quieter, more stable. I didn't need anyone's approval anymore. I remember sitting across from Elena at a small cafe. Why do you always seem so calm? I wasn't always like that. A few years earlier, I was the guy checking his phone every 5 minutes, hoping someone would respond, and I would have done anything to keep someone like Mara from leaving. Now I was just sitting there, not trying to impress her, not trying to win anything. I sat there with her because it felt natural, and she felt the same. If I had to force it with someone else, I would have walked away. Choice is power. Need is a trap. Epictetus once said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Most people stay where things feel familiar. Very few are willing to walk away when it no longer fits them. Not because I avoid commitment, because I refuse to commit to something that does not fit who I have become. If you know someone who needs to hear this, share the video with them and hit like if you respect this way of living. If it aligns, I stay and build. If it does not, I walk without guilt. It stopped scaring me. You stop chasing. You start choosing. There's a difference between drifting after loss and choosing to rebuild your life. I had to take responsibility for mine before it slipped any further. No one was coming to fix it, and nothing was going to slow down just because I wasn't ready. Life kept moving, whether I showed up or not. I stopped fearing being alone. What scared me more was becoming the same man, just older. So I stayed in it, and I stopped running from the parts I didn't want to face. And at some point, you realize something simple. You can drift, or you can build something most men never do. The kind of strength no one sees, but everything rests on. And the only question that matters is this: when no one is watching, would you trust the man you're becoming? If you're building that kind of man, subscribe to Move or Die Stoic. This is where we do the work, quietly.